Hi, it's Carrie Brady and Paddington from Possibilities Farm, and Moon there in the background. Today is a really special day for me. April 15th is a day that my life changed dramatically 11 years ago when I developed a heart condition. And at that time, I made some pretty colossally foolish decisions about not listening to my body, going on a business trip, getting on a plane, checking myself out, or trying to, against medical advice. Paddington's like, I'm walking away from these colossally stupid decisions. There's Potato back there. So the reason that I'm sharing this with you today is because on each April 15th, I take stock of whether I am living up to the promises that I made to myself 11 years ago, whether I am living this life that I imagined, and what I've been saying is, am I making the most of every day? Am I being thankful for the gifts that I've been given, for the opportunity to continue living my life? I was very ill for a while and couldn't even walk up a flight of stairs without being profoundly short of breath. What I had, because people will wonder, is pericarditis, so inflammation of the pericardium around my heart. And when that happens, ultimately, it can constrict your heart. Fortunately, I did not have a serious constriction of my heart. I did not need surgery or anything like that. What I needed to do was rest, which sounds easy, but can be very hard to do. And as we're all going through this time where we may have some imposed rest in the sense of being home, what I've discovered is that I've fallen back on some old habits. When I was taking a look this morning and doing the kind of self-assessment that I always do on this day, I recognized that the part of me that tends to run, and I don't mean literally run, I don't run anywhere, but to push myself to get things done, to work hard, to complete projects, to continually move forward, that part of me has been profoundly activated by this staying at home. So I may be staying at home, and I am, and the farm may be closed, and I'm not able to do work in the way that I traditionally do it. So instead, I have been in project mode. I have been spending hours every day cleaning out the garage, cleaning out the attic, cleaning up the farm, working on things that, yes, sorting files, throwing out old things. I mean, sure, these are good things to get done, but when you're doing them to the exclusion of actually taking the time to rest and recharge and do the things you need, it's no different than the work that I was doing when I was running so hard and trying to get everything done, when I just quite literally ran myself into the ground. At that time, 11 years ago, my daughter was 7 at the time. I was working full-time, but coming home every day to meet her bus and then adding in some extra hours. And what tipped me over the top at that time was a completely out of the blue opportunity where a publisher approached me and said, hey, we'd really like you to write this book about how hospitals can be more patient-centered, how they can partner more effectively with their patients and their families. And we've researched you. We think you'd be a good person to write this. And oh, by the way, we need it done in 3 months. And it seemed like an extraordinary opportunity, and I took it, and it was an extraordinary opportunity. But that extraordinary opportunity caused me to be working until 2 or 3 a.m. every night so that I could work on the book. And then I would get up and I would go to work until 3 o'clock, when I would come home, meet the bus, spend time with my daughter, which was the most important thing to me. And then when she would go back to bed around 8 o'clock, I would go back to work, first on the regular work, and then work on the book. It wasn't sustainable, never was. So and I find myself doing the same thing now. I'm not staying up till 2 or 3, but I'm not sitting down all day long. I'm doing projects, and again, projects are great. Getting projects done is fabulous. But am I listening to my body? No, I'm really tired. I'm worried about a lot of people in my family. I'm worrying about, of course, the future. I'm worrying about finances. I mean, we all have a lot of things that we're worried about right now. But the one thing that we can control, even if we sometimes, if you're like me, if you sometimes get in the mode of, well, at least I will get this done. I can't control what's going on in the outside environment, so I'm going to control what I can, and I'm going to do these projects. You can fall back into that same trap of running yourself into the ground. That's the last thing that we need to do right now. So today is a day of rest for me. I am just going to relax and receive and not do any projects today. I'm going to do some writing and reflecting, and I'm deeply, deeply grateful for everything that has been in my life and that has led me to this point and to this amazing work that I do with the horses. But I'm changing what I say. My mission now is not to make the most of every day, because making the most of every day, Paddington's like, that's right, making the most of every day can add a pressure component to it. Like, have you done all that you could do today? So now what I'm changing the wording to is, I'm living every day to the fullest, and that doesn't mean making the most of it. There's no to-do list items to check off for that. That means living and enjoying every day as it comes. Thank you, Paddington, for the verification that I'm on the right track here. Lots of love to everybody from Possibilities Farm. We'll see you again soon.